In what's claimed to be a world first, the German sportswear giant Puma has published a detailed analysis of the unseen environmental damage its entire supply chain causes, from the water used to grow their cotton to the oil used to make synthetic rubber soles. Far from hurting their business, Puma say it will help them stay competitive in an uncertain future. Here's our science correspondent, Tom Clark.
In the cutthroat world of the high street, it's not seen as wise to volunteer financial details to the competition. Publishing, for example, intimate details of hidden damage your company does to the environment. But at a launch in London this morning, that's exactly what sportswear giant Puma just did. And their self-professed eco-evangelist CEO says this extreme disclosure will only help boost profits.
Well, if we don't value the services that nature provides, in the long run we cannot be a sustainable business, because there are inherent risks if you don't value ecosystem services. Take water, take carbon. There will be legislation, there will be climate change, there will be a scarcity of water, and if we apply the true value of just of those two factors, we will actually be able to early on manage those risks.
Many forward-thinking companies provide details of their carbon emissions, but Puma have gone further. They say their analysis extends the entire length of their supply chain, right down to the water that irrigates the cotton in their T-shirts and the carbon emissions of the cattle that provide their leather. Then they estimated the cost of that harm, what they're calling the world's first environmental profit and loss statement. The full financial impact of Puma's ecological footprint is valued at €94 million for 2010. Interestingly, the company's own manufacturing, logistics and sales accounted for just €7.2 million. The remaining greenhouse gas emissions and water consumption, equivalent to €87 million, fell on the rest of the supply chain.
This really now is starting to show how sustainability and non-financial information can be used to influence the decision-making process within organisations, how it can influence how capital is invested, where it's invested, the strategies applied and designed behind that, and as a result of that, what the organisation needs to do to maintain its financial returns that it generates in the future.
When it comes to accounting for their environmental impact, Puma are a couple of big steps ahead of the competition. Putting a price on environmental harm might be an acceptable strategy for a youthful sportswear firm, but is it a trend that's going to catch on with the pinstripe suits of big business? Industry groups say other businesses should recognise the advantages, but not all should be forced into it.
CBI supports mandatory carbon reporting, but we believe we need to do it in a proportionate way so that we manage the burden on business. We think we should also make sure it's simple, so it aligns with existing reporting schemes, and that it aligns with international accounting practices for carbon.
The British government are considering whether to require businesses here to report carbon emissions. It won't make them go as far as Puma, but if the advantages are as great as the sportswear firm claims, soon everyone might be following the trend.